Viral food hacks. We've all seen them, be it on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram Reels. Fun fact, the modern version of this channel started with a TikTok food hack video. Today I found a load of wallet-friendly food hacks from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and we're gonna try them all. Now by budget-friendly and wallet-friendly, I mean that most of the things we're using today can be found entirely in your house. I feel like the term hack is thrown around a lot these days. What is a hack about it? To me, a hack is something that makes things quicker, easier, and more convenient. Some of these, I question if they're hacks and more recipes, you know? Anyway, we've got a few fun ones to try out. We're gonna try them out, and I'm gonna tell you if I think they're good or they're bad. And I suppose if I consider it a hack or not. This first one is a baked quesadilla in a toaster. It looks really simple, it looks really easy. We'll try it, let's see what happens. Tortilla, ham, cheese, and then we simply fold in and over, I think like that. And that should fit in the toaster, supposedly. All right, so in the toaster we go. It doesn't say how long we toast this for, so we're just we'll start on a slow setting. I mean, we're not getting much like meltage here. It's melting a little bit, sort of. Okay, first thing, getting it out of here is gonna be a hassle. All right, so we've melted, we have. I just don't know how we're gonna get it out. Immediate thoughts before we have a look and we try this. These hacks are meant to be for convenience. They're meant to make your lives a bit easier, a little bit simpler. Normally you'd make a quesadilla like this in a pan. Getting it out of the toaster was really hard. No convenience there, is there? We do have a decent amount of meltage here. A bit toasty, but I mean, it doesn't look awful. I don't know, the answer's in the taste, right? I mean, it's cheese and ham. How bad is it gonna be? I mean, it's toasty. The cheese has melted. It took a while, but the cheese has melted. The biggest issue here is it's literally just ham and cheese. And you know, you could load this up as a quesadilla, but if you're doing it in a pan, you can put what you want in it. If you're doing it in a toaster, you don't want to overfill it because then you're gonna have a load of stuff fall out of your toaster, probably ruin it. Yeah, I could dip this in some sauces, but that wasn't the hack. Some of the cheese on the bottom isn't even melted. Is this a good hack? No. Would I make it again? Also no. I think we just label this one as bad. I want to try something a little bit different, and that is going to require using a broccoli. Although we're not using the part of the broccoli you might think. No, this is a hack to use the bit that everyone tends to throw away. The bit that no one really likes. The bit that people don't realise you can eat. We're talking about the stem. Cut the stalk off that first, and we are just going to, you can't eat the raw bits on the outside, these little hard bits. Those we got to trim off. Once you're left with something like this, we cut these into little matchsticks. Just some cute, neat little matchsticks like this. Going to take a tiny pan, gonna put tiniest bit of sesame oil in there. You don't have to use sesame oil. I'm just using sesame oil because I have it. Once that heats up, we're gonna put our little broccoli matchsticks in there. Gonna add a good amount of soy sauce. This is just like a 59p soy sauce from Tesco or Lidl. And then we're just gonna cook these in the soy sauce for 5 to 10 minutes. Now these are gonna be done when they're sort of looking like this. Lost their green color. They are nice and floppy, but they are a really lush, dark brown. There we are. Now the guy does say they are apparently meant to taste like sauteed onions. I've never made these before. I just saw the hack, thought we should try it together. I mean, it's gonna be good. I love broccoli, it's my all-time favorite vegetable. I love flavors like soy and things like that, so let's try. Oh, hello. The soy is all the flavoring and the seasoning it needs. These are moreish. It's broccoli, so it's super good for you. The stem packs so much flavor. You've got a bit of that broccoli flavor. I wouldn't say it tastes like sauteed onions, but it's very soy-y with a hint of broccoli. And to me, that's amazing. I often cook a lot with broccoli when I do rice bowls or noodle bowls or stir fries and things like that. These would make a great little side accompaniment to it. I think I'm going to make these quite regularly going forward. I suppose it is a hack because you're making something out of sort of nothing. This is good. So after your lunch, you want a little sweet treat. You want something, but you don't really have much in the house. But you might have a bit of oil, you might have a bit of bread, and you might have a bit of sugar. What can you make with oil, bread, and sugar? If the word donut came to mind, then you're mad. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make donuts. I immediately don't like this hack before even trying it. We'll make a couple, because I know Carolina will try one. I don't see how it's not gonna just taste of bread. I really don't. So yeah. Let's just try it. We're starting off with bread and a bowl of water. And I know what you're thinking. This is, yeah, just yeah. So we cut the crusts off. Oh, look at all that wastage already. Crusts, I don't know, make breadcrumbs out of them. Don't chuck them away. Here's the next bit, which ultimately makes me feel like a moron. We put our bread in water and then we squeeze it dry. This isn't gonna work. I don't know what's a hack about this. I suppose it's supposedly quick and easy donuts. And then you just kind of make a hole, I suppose? I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. It's already falling apart. Oh, good Lord. Gloopy wet mess. In there it goes. I don't know, like what should we do? 3 minutes each side? Okay, so we're browning, which is what we're meant to be doing, I think. So let's just give it a little flip. There we go. Then I think we're pretty much there. And we take off the heat. And then I think, while it's still hot, we then want to fully get it coated in all this sugar. There we go. It's a mixture of cinnamon and sugar. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to look. Let's taste. Bread donut, I suppose. If it works, I mean, sure, it's a bit of a hack making donuts out of bread, but let's see. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. The outside is all crispy. With the sugar, it's all right. It just tastes a bit like crusts from toast, not like a donut. The inside, however, the inside just tastes like wet bread. There's no other way to describe that. It tastes like wet bread. But like, sure, this costs next to nothing to make. Just go buy a pack of donuts for like £1 at Asda. Don't make them out of bread. It's not a good donut. This hack, it's certified bad. Also guys, we're getting better, but 60% of you who watch my videos still aren't subscribed, so please smack that subscribe button. Good morning, friends. I have here a breakfast hack. This is one of those ones I was talking about where I feel like it's less of a hack and more of a recipe. This is kind of like, if you remember the viral omelette sandwich that was a huge rave in lockdown. It's a version where you have a tortilla instead. Really simple. Start making your omelette. When it's cooked, add a little bit of cheese, put your tortilla on, give it a little press down to make sure the tortilla sticks, flip it, and then pop your toppings in. We did a bit more cheese, some bacon, and some spring onion. Video had hash browns, but I don't have hash browns, which is a bit of a shame. But this came out really well. I suppose the hack is getting the omelette inside the tortilla. Either way, this looks outstanding. It looks exceptional, and I'm excited to have this for breakfast because I don't normally make things like this for myself for breakfast. So here we go. Well, yeah, it's really good. It's as you expect. Omelette is nicely cooked. Tortilla is nice and toasty. Good amount of cheese, not too much, not too little. I pre-cooked the bacon in the air fryer. I do think it's crying out for a bit of sauce. I think I made this in about 5 minutes. So time saving, yeah. Cheap, yeah. The most expensive thing is probably the bacon, but you can add whatever you want into it. Would I make this again? Probably, actually. I'd quite like it. I think this hack gets us good. This next hack is another recipe, I suppose, but there are 3 things we're using. It is a pack of instant noodles. I am using the Buldak because I like the Buldak, but you could buy like a 50p super noodles and you probably get the same result with what we're doing. You then need a little bit of cheese and then some rice paper wraps. You can pick those up in pretty much any supermarket, and they're not particularly expensive. Right, so we got some rice paper. Bought net rice paper, apparently. I'm sure it will still do the trick. You just want to put that in some cold water according to the hack, not hot. Then they use mozzarella. I'm going to use this. Now, interestingly, this hack has millions upon millions of views. I think it's on about 2.3 million views, so this is popular apparently. I don't know if that feels like too much or too little. My wraps are quite small. We'll go for that. See what we can do. I feel like I've got the wrong rice paper for this. I don't think we can put too much in here. And a little bit of cheese as well. Then we just wrap up like this and put there. Okay, we've got 2. I think that's all I'm gonna brave doing. Should we try this? I'm just gonna fry these until these get nice and crispy. I feel these have come out pretty well in the end. We took a while to get there. I did have to double wrap them because the net rice paper wasn't the best rice paper to use. Anyway, they're crispy, they smell good. Obviously they've got the noodles inside, a little bit of cheese. Again, I don't see what is a hack about this. This is just another way to eat noodles, but let's go. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, because, you know, you've got the cheese, the noodles are tasty, and there's a bit of a crisp to it. But I don't really understand what's a hack about this. It is a bit of a faff, so I probably wouldn't make it again. I don't know, you know. I don't know if I want to call this good or bad. It's just okay. Should we call it mid? There's just not really much point to it, is there? Another breakfast hack. This one, as you can see, it doesn't really have a recipe to go with it. So I'm just gonna kind of guess. I think I've got a pretty good idea of it, and it's really simple. Main ingredients: bread, butter, and cinnamon. He uses scissors, and you kind of cut all around the bread to get all of that lovely crust. But he then rolls this up. He then gets a stick and pokes through, so it ends up like that. I've then in this pan melted a load of butter and cinnamon, so I can only assume that's what he did. And then we're gonna kind of just, well, can't really put this stick in it, can I? Basically, we made donuts out of bread. Now we're apparently making cinnamon rolls out of bread. I mean, bit more butter maybe? Still a bit lumpy, but then I just have some icing sugar with milk here. I know it's not the traditional kind of thing that you put on cinnamon rolls, but it's good enough. A cinnamon roll toast thing. I mean, it's not gonna be bad, is it? I'm not gonna eat it on the stick. I don't really understand what the stick was for. It does kind of hold it together, but we'll just, I mean, it's very tasty. It is literally just cinnamony, very buttery bread, but it's simple to make. It does give you that little kick of a cinnamon roll if you really fancy one. I like the little bit of icing sugar. If I made the proper drizzle, I'm sure it would be even more amazing. I'm actually really here for this. We're gonna like this one. This is definitely a good hack. I've brought a knife and fork for this one, despite it being, yes, yet another wrap hack. Again, not sure this is a hack, but it's using leftover bolognese sauce. So when you make a spag bowl, if you leave some aside, you can make this. You simply take your wrap, cut a line down the center of it, then you layer some cheese, your bolognese sauce, lettuce, and then a bechamel. Now, you could just make a bechamel, very simple, butter, flour, and milk. I bought it for the sake of this because I could not be bothered to make a bechamel, and it's just meant to be quick and easy, right? You then just cook it, and you get a lasagna wrap. It looks incredibly messy, but I'm sure this is gonna be good. But again, I don't know what is a hack about this. It's just a really yummy, tasty looking, meaty, cheesy, gooey wrap. Let's tuck in. I mean, it's delicious. Of course it's delicious. What can I say? I make a mean bolognese sauce. Cheese is melted well. The bechamel just gives it that extra creaminess and texture. The lettuce, I don't mind hot, wet lettuce, it's fine. This is delightful. I suppose it's a hack in the sense of you've got some leftover bolognese. It's kind of resembling lasagna. Here's a quick, really quick, that took me less than 10 minutes, lasagna-y, snacky thing to make with your leftovers. In that sense, maybe that's what they mean by a hack. I might actually make this again if I have leftover bolognese, because it's a really nice lunch. Final hack of the day, it's pretty good. A mixture of good and bad hacks here, a mixture of hacks and recipes. You gonna make any of these at home? Let me know. I think I will do some of these again. I genuinely do. Others, not so much.